And on July 8th, the second sun comes out and lights up the other side of the ball. There has to be two suns. No, it's absolutely impossible for 99% of Earth to be lit up on that particular day with one sun.
Well, you would think that, wouldn't you? But honestly, Chris, it's such a simple phenomenon. It's easy to explain. It's just not easy to say. Please subscribe.
Today's a Friday. I like to give you a little something to think about on a Friday, just in case if I'm unable to put a video out during the weekend.
I'll be honest with you, Chris. Every video you put out gives me something to think about. Like where your tan suddenly came from. Why you're recording videos in a work vehicle instead of actually doing your job. What happened to turn you into what you are? Was there some sort of accident? Well, I would hazard a guess and say you want people thinking about the shape of the Earth. But that's the thing. Nobody does, apart from flat earthers.
What does July 8th mean to you? That is a day that 99% of Earth, the impossible ball that people think we live on, is lit up with some sort of sunlight.
Yeah, well, the only thing that's impossible when it comes to the shape of the Earth is being able to get flat earthers to accept that we live on an oblate spheroid. And I think we can already see where this video's going, so allow me to explain what this what this event is. On July the 8th, 99% of Earth's population, nearly 8 billion people, were on the sunlit side of Earth at the same time. July 8th turns out to be the day when most people around the planet experience daylight. Amazeballs.
So that means below me.
Pardon me? Do what now? I mean, you're a very handsome man and all, but I don't roll that way, Chris. Sorry.
Below me, as that little saying goes, what are you digging for China?
Right, well, that actually makes a lot more sense now. Below me, not, doesn't matter. Anyway, so there's your first mistake. On a ball, as you like to call it, there really isn't a top or bottom.
Bottom.
But for the sake of keeping it simple, and because the average flat earther that may stumble across this video is thicker than a bull's knob, I suppose you could consider China to be... Sorry, Chris, I can't. Don't be a spanner. There's no below on a globe, but please feel free to carry on.
That's right. That's right. China is on the other side of the ball. Correct.
Wrong. Well, today I learned that there's actually a name for places directly opposite each other on Earth's surface. They're called antipodes. Take a close look at a globe, Christopher. China is actually not antipodal to the United States. That would be impossible, since they're both in the northern hemisphere. But this video isn't about that, so, you know.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So 99% of all the continents is in daylight. However, there are some continents that are on the other side of the ball that are lit.
No, there aren't, you goofball. Because most of Earth's population lives on one side of the planet. And I know you will probably hear that and go, aha, so the Earth must be flat. But sorry, pal, wrong again. Look, I will give it to you that they are probably as far apart as they possibly can be without being on opposite sides of the planet. But as I just said, they are both in the northern hemisphere. Notice how we don't call it the northern hemisflat?
You know, I've been trying to figure out how to explain this to somebody who thinks they live on a ball. And I think I figured it out, guys. This is what it is.
Really? You couldn't figure out how to count to 20 without taking your shoes and socks off, pal. Now, I could save you the embarrassment of saying what you're about to say. Hang on. I said I could save him the embarrassment. I didn't say I was going to. Let's hear it then. I need a good laugh today.
Check it out. Listen very carefully. I think for that to happen on a ball, okay, there has to be two suns.
Well, mate, we don't live on Tatooine and this isn't Star Wars, so we're going to have to make do with the one sun we have. We don't need two suns. Have you never looked at a globe, CC? And for your information, you can actually see China and the US if you view them on a globe. But look at that huge expanse of ocean, the North Pacific to be specific. That's pretty much all that's on the other side of the globe. And when you factor in that our one single solitary sun is over 93 million miles away, it's actually pretty simple to understand how we all get to see daylight at the same time on July the 8th.
Yeah, that's right. It's hiding behind one sun. And on July 8th, the second sun comes out and lights up the other side of the ball.
Now look, I do realise that Chris is trying to be funny here, but Christopher, balls and all laughing matter, unless of course you see another man getting kicked in it. That's usually good for a chuckle. But do you hear yourself? You sound like a complete moron. The vibe I'm getting is the nutty old man that every town has, who stands there when he sees a sign like this waiting for the lights to change. It's for cars, not people.
There you go. Awesome. I figured it out. That's the explanation I've been trying to tell people. All right, who live on a ball. That's it.
So you never thought about doing a little bit of reading on the subject and going with the actual explanation then? You know, the one about most of Earth's population living on one side of the planet? The only reason I ask is because if you did, then people wouldn't laugh at you when you explained things to them. I'm just looking out for you, pal. I mean, there are some people on the internet who would use your videos to get a cheap laugh for themselves. I hate people like that.
No, it's absolutely impossible for 99% of Earth to be lit up on that particular day with one sun.
Ah, yeah. Maybe it is impossible for 99%. But for 99% of the Earth's population, it happened. We all saw it, Chris. So unless 99% of the population of the world is mistaken, then I would make the claim that it's what you think happened is impossible. You know, the two suns thing? Yeah, not your finest moment, is it?
It's impossible. All right, so now in a flat Earth model, that works out fine.
And dare I ask how? I mean, aren't flat earthers the one with a magical sun that can focus his beam of daylight on any given spot on the flat Earth? The only explanation I can think of is that on July the 8th, somebody must have climbed up there and taken the lampshade off to have it cleaned or something. I didn't say it was a rational explanation, did I? But it's an explanation nonetheless.
But it also shows how local that sun is. Why isn't it a full 100%? You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm afraid I don't see what you're saying. In fact, I doubt you see what you're saying most of the time, and you were the one saying it. You do realise that if the sun was local, it would get pretty toasty on Earth, especially if you factor in the so-called dome. Have you never stood in a greenhouse on a warm day, Chris? Think about it. Flat earthers make claims and never really seem to see the flaws in their logic. Yeah, I know flat earth logic is an oxymoron, but that's fine, because most flat earthers are morons as well, and that's why it works so well.
So on a flat Earth, that date is very significant, and I think that should be the Flat Earth Day of the year.
Oh, right, okay, so should we look into organising some sort of parade? Some colourful balloons? Maybe a fireworks display? Chris, come on, really? There can't be anyone this stupid. Please say there isn't. I've got a theory about Chris though, and that theory is that he's a total idiot, and he knows it. Is there anything based in reality that he believes is real? You know, we all know he's a triple threat when it comes to flat Earth and fake space and the dome, and those are just the ones he talks about frequently. He strikes me as the type who doesn't even trust himself, let alone anyone else. Well, I hate to break it to you, mate. You're just not that special.
There are many other Flat Earth days, but I think that should definitely be in the mix up there with the top of the Flat Earth days. July 8th, every year. Of course, we have to wait about, I don't know.
Forever? Because it's never gonna happen, you clown. Mainly because Earth isn't flat. But I am sure that when a new holiday is proposed, it has actual reasons. And by actual reasons, I mean reasons based in reality. What's the next holiday for? An imaginary fat guy who comes down everyone's chimney on Christmas Eve and leaves presents for all the kids in the world on one night?
About 6 months ago, well, maybe 4 months ago, they were exactly, I believe, 2,400 or maybe even lower than that. Let's just say 2,100 cases that were recorded in the entire world. Okay, in the entire world, 2,100 cases.
2,100 cases of what? Now, Mrs. Blinder does this to me as well, and I think it's always been a trap. She'll start waffling on about something, and all I can do is sit there and smile and nod, even though I have absolutely no clue what she's talking about. And obviously, being a married man for over 30 years means that I know better than to say to her that I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. But that's kind of how this feels, minus the fear of getting the cold shoulder for not listening, of course. So in this instance, I feel quite happy to say, Chris, what the hell are you talking about?
Now all of a sudden, so it's basically gone, it's been destroyed, it's gone. So what I think is these 2,100 people, I think they went from country to country, state to state, and they must have now infected everybody, because everybody seems to be sick now here. Good job, guys.
My fault. I get it now. He's talking about the lager lurgy for some bizarre reason, which circles back to what I was saying earlier about him either not believing or just thinking that everything is one big conspiracy. I really hope he doesn't bang on about this for too long. And before you say anything else, most people are getting medical advice from doctors and not a wish.com Richard Gere.
Bring it back. Let's do it again, shall we? This is how it is. This could just go on and on and on. And these NPCs, these trained fucking rats, will just gobble it up and they'll buy it. I'm looking at people on the sidewalk that have face masks on.
Well, good for them. And just to show how cool I am with the young people lingo, an NPC is a non-playable character, Chris, which means they can't be controlled by anyone. They're just computer code, apart from that one film with Ryan Reynolds in it. But anyway, an NPC is really not a good example for it, is it? Or whatever it was you were trying to explain.
I'm talking to people, and they're saying, didn't you listen to the news? Yes, that's right. And like, what's that? Is that the same news that told you that this has been eradicated 4 months ago and now it's back? That's the same. Is that the news?
Great. So does this mean that CC's become a virologist again? Yeah, Chris, sometimes things go away only to come right back, which sucks, I know. But it doesn't suck as much as flat earthers do, so we're good, pal.
Is that the news that told you the face mask was something you should be wearing because it works? Was that the news that you listened to?
Yeah, laugh it up. But I would be willing to bet my ball bag that you had to wear a mask given what it seems you do for a living, and I bet you just wore it and said nothing. Unless, of course, you're a completely selfish turd who refused even though your job is to transport vulnerable people around. Don't start banging on about this crap again. This is the kind of thing that makes me not want to make videos about people like you.
If you don't see a problem with that you can't go investigate one single place you can't go investigating. You can't go down there. And if you dare go down there, you're going to get arrested.
Yeah, you should be getting arrested if you ask me. You're certifiably insane, you knobhead. Sorry, I didn't realise you were back. Anyway, now he's talking about Antarctica for some reason that we will probably never understand. But at least he isn't talking about the lager lurgy anymore, so I'll take it and we'll move on.
And that's how it is. It's militarized, the entire area.
Now look, I try not to be mean in my videos. Oh, I do really, I swear. I pretty much always fail, but at least I try. And these idiots don't exactly make it easy, do they? But Chris, the whole point of the Antarctic Treaty is to prevent Antarctica from becoming militarized. You know what? I can't do it. Are you this stupid in real life? Chris, you're so stupid you thought a quarterback was a refund. You're so stupid you tried to put your M&Ms in alphabetical order. You thought General Motors was in the army. You thought Tupac Shakur was a Jewish holiday. Didn't you once try to drown a fish? I can do this all day. You're so stupid, Chris, you tripped over a cordless phone. You stared at an orange juice carton because it said concentrate. When you heard 90% of accidents happened at home, you moved.
How many times am I going to tell you this? Sure, you can go down there in some boat that's been chaperoned and take a picture with penguins, but you can't bring your own boat and go down there yourself.
Yeah, you can. I covered this in my last video where the very smart Eric Douchebay was making exactly the same claim. And as long as you apply for the correct permits, you can in fact sail down there in your own boat. I mean, I'm not sure why anyone would want to. It's just ice, snow and penguins with laser beams that shoot out of their eyes. So yeah, go to Jamaica or something.
If you have a helicopter, if you have a jet, if you have anything like that, you can't go down there. And if you do, you will die. It's as simple as that.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay, today is Wednesday, the 13th of September 2023, and Christopher, CC from Westchester County, actually said something that's probably true. If you went down to Antarctica, there's a possibility you could die. Well, duh! It's bloody freezing down there. I'd be alright though, I've got a big winter coat and loads of hats and a scarf. Probably got some woolly mittens somewhere as well, now I think about it.
Said it. They're down there investigating it. They have all the right to do it because they're in the military. You can't go down there. You can't go down there and take a piece of the dome off. You're not allowed to do that. If you get anywhere near that area, you will be arrested.
I wish you'd get arrested, Chris, assuming we're still talking about the South Pole on your imaginary flat Earth. Shouldn't you be going out to the South Pole, though? Seeing as the average flat earther thinks it completely surrounds the flat Earth. Oh, and the dome is really easy to explain, Chris. The reason you can't go to Antarctica and take a piece of the dome is because there isn't a dome at all. And nobody can take something that isn't there in the first place, can they? Chris, is it true that you once returned a donut because it had a hole in it? And that you studied for a blood test and still failed?
The North Star. Up there. That's right. It never moves. Never moves.
Oh my word, I'm starting to understand how my wife feels now because she told me she's sick of having to repeat herself because I never listen. Or at least I think that's what she said. I wasn't really paying attention. But anyway, CC, the North Star seems like it doesn't move because it is very, very far away.
These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
It's all relative, and from our perspective here on Earth, it does seem like the North Star never moves, which is really handy, and probably the reason why it's been used in navigation for millennia. Right, that's about all I can take of CC for one video. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like and spin around. Do all the cool. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And I'll see you all in the next video. Love you, bye.
That's all, folks.
All right, watch this next. But before you do, make sure you subscribe. By order of the Creaky Blinder.